Hello, and thank you for being here today with me. We will be going through a Vinyasa flow, an hour or so. So we will actually need blocks if you have them, and then a bolster. But if you don't have a bolster, you can take like a blanket or a towel and roll it up, because we'll start with a nice opening through the chest, through the heart center. We'll be working on a lot of heart opening today. So let's take that bolster and we'll place it that long way on our mat. And taking a seated position and bringing that sacrum right to the base of that bolster. So you can even bring that bolster or that blanket right to that low back area, that sacrum. And then just allow yourself to lie back over the bolster. Open up those arms. Palms can be facing up. And as far as our legs, you can cross those ankles, have soles of the feet together, or extending those legs out in front. But just allow yourself to rest here. Allow yourself to melt into this pose. Feel the opening through the chest and the shoulders. Awakening that heart center. We spend a lot of time hunched over our computers, our phones. So just take this opportunity to allow ourselves to open up. And let's take a nice big inhale through the nose to fill the body all the way up. And then an open mouth exhale to release it all out. And then we'll start to take these moments to connect with our breath. To take those nice slow inhales through the nose. And nice slow exhales out. And as you're taking those inhales, feel the breath moving up through the belly, through the lungs, to the chest. And then as you slowly exhale it out, really noticing the emptying out of the body. Taking this opportunity to build our breath connection and to take it with us through our practice today. Allow your mind to settle. Leave your thoughts outside. And allow yourself to be present. We'll stay here for just a few more rounds of breath. If legs are extended out in front of you, start to take a bend into those knees. If knees are open out to the side, bring those hands to those knees and gently draw knees back in. Bring soles of the feet onto the earth. And then I just want you to slowly roll onto one side. So rolling off of that bolster, that blanket. And then just taking that bolster and setting it to the side. And then rolling back onto your mat. Draw those knees in towards chest. So drawing knees in towards chest, rock from side to side. Take some circular motions here. Yeah. And then bring those knees into center. Open arms out into a T. And then allow the knees to go over to the left. We come in for a supine twist. You can gaze up towards the sky or gaze out over that right shoulder. And draw those knees back in through center and bring the knees over to the right side. Breathe into the twist. And then draw those knees back into center. Allow the soles of the feet to come onto the earth. Now, if you have a block, I'd like you to grab the block, and we'll take it this long way and bring it in between those thighs. And you can scoot those heels closer in towards the bum. Bring those arms down by our side. And then let's press into the feet to allow the knees and thighs to bring us up to rise into our bridge pose. So if you don't have a block, you can just grab maybe a nice thick book or 2 books possibly. Hold it here. Even as you're here, press into the feet. Get a nice shift of the body. Keep squeezing that block or that book with those inner thighs. Hold it here. Keep that core engaged, belly button in towards that spine. Breathe into our bridge. Now I slowly want you to lower that bottom down, but don't let it touch the earth, and we're taking movement here. Press into the feet to bring it back up, and then we lower. And then we lift, and then we lower, and then we lift, and then we lower, and then we lift, and then we lower, and we lift, and then we lower, and then we lift, and then we lower. This time we lift, we hold it here, yeah. Breathe and hold. Slowly lower the body all the way down into the earth. You can take that block, set it to the side, draw those knees back in towards chest, grab the back of those thighs, take that rock and roll motion up and down the spine, and then I'd like you to come up through seated and come into your tabletop pose. So we come into our tabletop, shoulders over us, hips over knees, and let's tuck the toes under. So we tuck those toes under, yeah. And we're taking some movement here. First, again, shoulders are over those wrists, hips are over those knees, core is engaged, belly button in towards that spine. Hold it here. Just stay right in this neutral tabletop. Now I want you to take an inhale for that belly to drop down, gaze lifts up, and then as we exhale, press into the palms of the earth, gaze in towards that navel. Inhale, come into our cow. Exhale, come into our cat. Again, inhale to come into our cow. Exhale to come into our cat. One more time. Inhale to bring it up. Exhale to our cat. One more time. Inhale for our cow. And then exhale to our cat. Nice. Let's meet into that neutral tabletop. Hold it here. Let's bring those knees closer in towards each other. And keep those toes tucked. And now from here, I want you to slowly start to allow those hips to go back over those heels. So we're coming into a toes pose. And even reach down and grab those pinky toes, lift it up so pinky toes are engaged as well. So this can be sometimes pretty intense for the feet. We're getting a nice stretch through the bottom arches of the feet, through those toes, and just allow the hands to just rest on the thighs here. Still be nice and tall for the midline of the body. Relax the shoulders, crown of the head reaching up, and we're holding here for 5 breaths. If for any point during this it doesn't feel good, you can slowly ease out and come back onto those hands. Otherwise, we'll stay right here. We have 4 more breaths. You can close those eyes. Keeping that breath keeps us focused. Let's gently come out of that pose, bring those hands down into the earth, back to that tabletop. I'd like you to untuck the toes and just pat those feet out. Yeah, nice. Awesome job.
Tuck the toes back under, maybe separating those knees. Come back into that tabletop. Hold it here. And then press into those feet to allow those hips to rise up. We come into downward facing dog. So let's think about those feet being hip-width distance apart. You can place 2 fists in between those feet so you have nice space here. And think about the thumb pads pressing into the earth, hips reaching up towards the sky. You're in this nice V position. I want you to slowly start to take a bend into the knees. Allow the knees to hover. Keep that core engaged. And then lift those hips back up. So there's your dog. One more time. Bring those knees down to hover. And then press it back up. Yeah. Now start to take some movement here, bending into one knee and then the other. Taking that dog for a walk. Pedal it out. Yeah. Nice job. Feel this movement. Or you can just stay in that neutral dog if you'd like. You don't have to take your dog for a walk if you're not feeling it. And let's meet into that neutral dog. Hold it here. Take an inhale to rise up into the tips of those toes, and then exhale those heels down. Again, inhale, rise up into the tips of those toes, and then exhale those heels down. One more time. Inhale, rise up into the tips of those toes, and then exhale those heels down. Nice. Awesome job. Now from here, on our next inhale, let's flow into our plank. Come in with the rounding of that back, like that cat back. Hold it here in our plank pose. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, rolling into our plank. Keep that core engaged. Exhale to our downward facing dog. Inhale, rolling into our plank. Hold it here. Exhale to our downward facing dog. Beautiful. Inhale, rise up into the tips of those toes. Micro bend into those knees. Gaze towards the front of our mat, and we can step, hop, or jump. We inhale for that halfway lift. Hands can come to those shins. Roll those shoulders back so we're nice and strong in this halfway lift. Exhale for forward fold. Inhale for that halfway lift. Exhale for that forward fold. Inhale for that halfway lift. Exhale for that forward fold. Inhale for those arms to rise up, gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to that heart center. Nice. Inhale those arms up, and then as we exhale, come into those cactus arms. Chest reaching up towards the sky. Feel this opening, yeah. Shining our heart light up towards the sky. On our next inhale, reach those fingertips up. Exhale for forward fold. Inhale for that halfway lift. As we exhale, place our hands on the earth. Step back into your plank and holding here in that plank pose. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Hold it here. Not hips over knees. Hold here in our plank. Holding strong. Hips are aligned with the shoulders. Holding here. Breathing. And if this doesn't feel good for the body, you can drop those knees down, and this can be your plank pose. I'd like you to come slightly forward on the toes, lower the knees down, untuck the toes, and then keeping those elbows in towards the side body, we lower all the way down, yeah. Let's inhale through that cobra, roll those shoulders back, gaze up towards the sky. Tuck the toes, come into downward facing dog, awesome. Hold here in this down dog pose. Take a nice big inhale to fill the body all the way up, and then exhale it out. On our next inhale, rise up into the tips of those toes, bend into the knees, gaze towards the front of our mat, and we can step, hop, or jump. Inhale for that halfway lift. Exhale for that forward fold. Inhale for those arms to rise up. Exhale to come into those cactus arms. Yeah, hold it here. On our next inhale, reach fingertips up towards the sky. Exhale for that forward fold. Inhale for that halfway lift. As we exhale, place our hands on the earth. Step back into your plank. Hold it here, nice and strong in our plank pose. Back of the heart reaching up towards the sky. Come slightly forward on the toes. Now you can lower those knees down, or with control, bring that body all the way down into the earth. Inhale through our cobra. Exhale to downward facing dog. One more time, working through our sun salutation, Surya Namaskar A. Take that inhale to rise up into the tips of those toes. Micro bend into those knees, gaze towards the front of our mat, and we can step, hop, or jump. Inhale for that halfway lift. Exhale for forward fold. Inhale for those arms to rise up. Exhale, come back into those cactus arms. Hold it here, yeah. Opening through that heart center, opening through the shoulders, holding, breathing. On our next inhale, fingertips reach up towards the sky. Exhale for that forward fold. Inhale for that halfway lift. As we exhale, place our hands on the earth. We step back into our plank and we flow through that vinyasa to meet into downward facing dog. Hold it here, settle in. You can start to bring those big toes to touch. Keep those thumb pads pressing into the earth. Hips reaching up. We're in that nice V position in our downward facing dog. On our next inhale, right leg will rise. Bend that right knee, stack right hip over left. Keep that left hip reaching up towards the sky. Arms are strong, holding here. And now you can take some movement through that right hip in one direction and then the other. Through the ankle, or you just stay in that neutral position, allowing that hip to open. On our next inhale, rise up into the ball of that left foot. And then as we exhale, step that right foot forward and then lower that left knee down. Inhale, arms up. We come into our low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Hold it here. Breathe. Settle in. Nice job. I'd like you to interlace those hands behind the back. Roll those shoulders back. Gaze up towards the sky. So you feel that fist going down the back of that left thigh. Gaze up. Holding. Breathing. Gently come out of that back bend. Reach fingertips back up. Hold it here. Take an inhale together. As we exhale, we frame that front foot. Tuck those left toes under. Leave that left palm on the earth. Inhale, right fingertips up towards the sky. We come into our simple twist. Hold it here. Take an inhale together. As we exhale, frame that front foot. Step back into your plank and flow through your vinyasa to meet into downward facing dog. Hold it here. Settle back into your down dog pose. Take that inhale to fill the body all the way up and exhale it out. On our next inhale, that left leg will rise. Bend that left knee, stacking left hip over right. Yeah, hold it here. Keeping that weight equally balanced throughout the body so we're not just falling over into that right side body, holding strong here. Again, you can take movement through the hip in one direction and then in the other. Or maybe it's through the ankle, or maybe you're just staying neutral. And on our next inhale, rise up into the ball of that right foot. As we exhale, step left foot forward. Lower right knee down. Inhale, arms up. Come into that low lunge. Anjaneyasana. Hold it here. Awesome. Settle in. You can bring those arms out into a T. Rotate those thumb knuckles down. Bring those hands to interlace. Roll the shoulders back. Gaze up towards the sky. Feel that fist go back behind that right thigh, gazing up. A little tongue twist going on today. Opening through that chest, that heart center. Feel that opening, feel that connection. Allow it to flow. Gently come out of that back bend, release that arm bind. Inhale those arms up. As we exhale, frame that front foot, tuck those right toes under, lift that right knee up. Keep the palm of the right hand on the earth. Inhale, left fingertips up towards the sky. Back into that simple twist. Hold it here. Take an inhale together. As we exhale, we frame that front foot. We step back into our plank and we flow through our vinyasa to meet up into downward facing dog. Hold it here. Settle into your down dog pose. Take a nice big inhale to fill the body all the way up, and then exhale it out. On our next inhale, that right leg will rise. We'll step that right foot forward, lower that left knee down. Inhale those arms up to rise. Hold it here, back into that low lunge. Awesome. Bring those arms out into a T, rotate thumb knuckles down, bring hands to interlace. Roll those shoulders back, gaze up towards the sky, hold it here. Keep that right heel pressing into the earth, yeah. Gently come out of that back bend. Inhale those arms up as we exhale. Frame that front foot. Tuck left toes under. Lift that left knee up. Back into our simple twist. But we're coming into an arm bind. I'd like you to turn that right palm towards the back of the room. And then take a bend into that elbow so that hand is coming to that left hip. Roll that shoulder. Yeah. Gaze up towards the sky. Breathe. And hold. Release that right arm back up. Frame that front foot. Step back into your plank and flow through your vinyasa to meet up into downward facing dog. Yeah, nice job. Hold it here. Take that inhale to fill the body all the way up. And exhale it out. On our next inhale, left leg will rise. Step that left foot forward, lower that right knee down. Inhale, arms up to rise. Yeah. Hold it here in our low lunge. Open those arms out into a T. Rotate thumb knuckles down. Bring hands to interlace. Roll those shoulders back. Gaze up towards the sky. Hold it here. Feel that left toe mound pressing into the earth. That left heel as well, keeping us grounded. Holding, breathing. Keep your breath. Gently come out of that back bend. Inhale, arms up to rise. As we exhale, we frame that front foot, tuck right toes under, lift right knee up. Come back into that simple twist. Left fingertips reach up towards the sky. Start to rotate the palm towards the back of the room and take a bend into that elbow. And again, you can bring that left hand to that right hip. And we take a twist here. Gaze up towards the sky. Yeah, legs are strong. Breathe. Release that arm bind, fingertips reach back up, frame that front foot, step back into our plank, and flow through our vinyasa to meet up into downward facing dog. Hold it here. Awesome job. Settle in. Take that inhale to fill the body all the way up, and exhale it out. On our next inhale, right leg will rise. Step that right foot forward, hold it here, and then we press into the feet to rise up into our crescent, into that high lunge. Nice job. Hold it here. Settle in. Bring those arms out into a T. Rotate thumb knuckles down, bring hands to interlace. Gaze up towards the sky, feel the fist going behind the back of that left thigh. Hold it here. Keep the bend into that right knee. Legs are strong, core is engaged, we're breathing. Hold it here. And then slowly come out of the back bend. Inhale, arms up. Hold it here. Settle in. Take an inhale together. As we exhale, twist and open over to the right. Holding here. And then bring that right hand to the back of the left thigh. Reach those left fingertips up towards the sky. Hold it here. Gently come out of that back bend. Arms are back into a T and back towards the front. Back into our crescent. Settle here. Take an inhale together. As we exhale, frame that front foot and step left foot up to meet right. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale for forward fold. Stay in the forward fold. Micro bend into the knees. I'd like you to interlace those hands behind the back. Roll the shoulders back. Fists reach up towards the sky. Allow the palms to touch so you keep a micro bend into the elbows. Allow the neck and shoulders to hold here. Release it. No stress in the neck. Let it just hang out. Opening up the shoulders. If reaching the fist up towards the sky doesn't feel good, you can lower the fist down to that low back. Let's release that arm bind. And then slowly roll to rise to stand. Nice job. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to that heart center. Inhale, arms up. And then as we exhale, fold it forward. Inhale for that halfway lift. As we exhale, place our hands on the earth. Step back into your plank and flow through that vinyasa to meet into downward facing dog. Always knowing that you can skip out on any vinyasa. If you want, you can come right into that down dog pose. So important to listen to the body as we move through this practice. To show patience to ourselves, to our bodies, because every time we come to the mat, it's a little bit different. I think that's what makes us come back. Knowing that each time we show up, it's a new time, a new day. Feel the movement, feel the connection. Allow the breath to move through the body as you move through the poses. On our next inhale, that left leg will rise. As we exhale, step that left foot forward. Press into the feet to rise up into our crescent, our high lunge. Hold it here. Settle in. Open arms out into a T. Rotate thumb knuckles down. Bring hands to interlace. Roll the shoulders back. Feel the fists go on the back of that right thigh. Gaze up towards the sky. Legs are strong. Yeah. Keep those hips squared forward. Feel that left foot pressing into the earth, that left toe mound, that left heel. Legs are so strong. Slightly come out of that back bend. Inhale, arms up. As we exhale, twist and open over to the left. Hold it here. Thumb knuckles up towards the sky. Bring that left hand to the back of the right thigh and right fingertips reach up into our exalted warrior. Hold it here. Breathe. Awesome. Let's come back up, keep those arms out into a T, and then rotate back into our crescent, into our high lunge. Hold it here. Take an inhale together. As we exhale, frame that front foot. Step that right foot up to meet left. Inhale for that halfway lift. Exhale for that forward fold. Stay in the forward fold, bend into the knees, tailbone drops down. Come into our chair pose, Ustrasana. Hold it here. Settle in. Bring those hands to interlace. Roll those shoulders back. Yeah, hold it here. Nice job. Take an inhale together. As we exhale, rise to stand. Release the arm bind. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to that heart center. Inhale, arms up. And as we exhale, we fold it forward. Inhale for our halfway lift. As we exhale, place our hands on the earth, step back into our plank, and we flow through our vinyasa to meet up into downward facing dog. Nice. Hold it here. Settle in. Feel connected. On our next inhale, let's flow back into that plank pose. Roll into our plank. Exhale to that downward facing dog. Inhale, roll into that plank like a wave. Exhale to that downward facing dog. One more time, inhale, roll into that plank. And then as we exhale, bring that body all the way down. Untuck those toes and keep those hands by that side body, by those side ribs. Let's allow ourselves to lift up those feet, extend them towards the back of the room, feel the strength of the legs, and allow the tops of the feet to press onto the mat. Inhale to come up into our cobra, roll the shoulders back, and then exhale to bring it down. Inhale to roll up into our cobra, and then exhale to bring it down. Inhale to roll up into our cobra, and then exhale to bring it down. Nice job. Bring those arms down by our side, and you can place one cheek on the mat right now. And then from here again, I'd like you to lift up the feet, reach them towards the back of the room, and bring that chin towards the center. Hold it here. So legs are strong, reach towards the back, palms are facing up, and then bring the tops of the feet back down onto the mat. Press the tops of the feet into the mat to lift that upper body up. Roll the shoulders back. Reach those fingertips towards the back of the room. Yeah. Breathe it here. And I want you to keep that chin in towards chest. So we have this lengthening through the spine. We're not crunching into that spinal cord. And then bring it down. Allow one cheek to rest on the mat. Hold it here. And bring that chin back to center. And then I'd like you to lift the lower body and the upper body at the same time, coming into our locust pose. So we lift the lower body and the upper body at the same time. Roll the shoulders back. Reach those fingertips back. Feel that pelvic bone pressing into the mat. Take an inhale to lift a little bit higher. Woo. Maybe big toes come to touch, holding strong here. Again, inhale to lift it up. Exhale, bring it down. Place that opposite cheek on the earth. Rest it here. Nice job. Bring that chin back to center. And again, take an inhale. We lift that lower body and that upper body at the same time back to that locust pose. Maybe this time you can interlace the hands. Yeah. Holding it here. Pelvic bone pressing into the earth. Lift a little bit higher. Take an inhale together. Exhale. Bring opposite cheek back down into the earth. And then bring the palms of the hand back to those side ribs, to that side body. Bring chin back to center, and then press into the palms when we come into a child's pose. Allow the hips to go back over those heels, and hold it here. Yeah, nice job. Forehead can come down into the earth. Reconnect with your breath, and knowing that you can take this pose whenever it's needed for yourself. Again, listening to the body, feeling the movement. Being truthful to where we are today. Not pushing where we don't need to go. But find what is needed. Taking one more inhale, one more exhale. Let's rise back up to that tabletop pose. Tuck those toes under, press into the toes, allow the hips to rise up back into our downward facing dog. Holding it here. Take a nice big inhale to fill the body all the way up, and exhale it out. On our next inhale, that right leg will rise. We'll step that right foot forward, come to the arch of that left foot, and then we're rising up into our warrior two. So settle into your warrior two. Yeah, hold it here. Awesome job. Hold and breathe. Nice bend into that front knee. I can see that big toe. Press into the razor edge of that back foot. And we're nice and tall through the side body too. So you're lengthening through the side body. Core is engaged. Shoulders are relaxed. Gaze over those front fingertips. Hold it here. Flip that front palm up. Inhale for reverse. Yeah. Gaze up towards the sky. Keep that bend into that front knee. Awesome. Take an inhale together. As we exhale, come into extended side angle. Bring forearm to thigh. And you can bring the left bicep by the left ear if you'd like. Or again, we can take a bind here. So fingertips reach up towards the sky. Turn the palm towards the back of the room. Take a bend into that elbow. You can bring that hand to that right hip. Maybe you can grab that right thigh, or maybe it's just grabbing that right hip. Roll that left shoulder open. Gaze up towards the sky. Keep the legs strong. Hold it here. Release the arm bind if you have it. Reach fingertips up and rise back up into our warrior two. Hold it here. Slowly straighten the front leg. Allow the hips to reach towards the back of the room. Fingertips towards the front. We come into our triangle pose. Yeah, hold it here. Again, we're taking that arm bind, or you can keep fingertips reaching up, or you can bring fingertips towards the front of the room. I'm going to take that arm bind. Rotate palm towards the back of the room. Take a bend. Again, that left hand can come to that right hip. Roll that shoulder. Yeah, hold it here. And then let's start to square the shoulder. So you're rolling that left shoulder down, gaze down towards the earth, and then roll it back open. And take an inhale to fold it forward, and then exhale to open it up. One more time. Bring it down, and then exhale to open it up. Stay here. Keep a micro bend into that right knee. Yeah. Release that left arm up towards the sky. And then our side body brings us up to rise. Rotate toes towards the left side of our mat. Toes will turn slightly in, heels are out. Rotate thumb knuckles down, bring hands to interlace. Roll those shoulders back, gaze up towards the sky. Take an inhale together. As we exhale, we come into that wide-legged forward fold. Micro bend into the knees. Allow the palms to touch and lift the fists up towards the sky, or if it's not feeling good, allow the fist to be at that low back. Hold it here. Let the neck just be loose. You can shake it yes, shake it no. Release the arm bind. Bring hands down into the mat. Oh, grab those ankles. Hold it here. Or maybe you can grab opposite elbows if that feels better. Release the arm bind or those ankles. Bring those palms into the middle of the mat, wrists in line with the shoulders. Inhale for halfway lifts. Hold it here. Bring hands to those hips. Press into the feet and into the legs to rise to stand. Nice job. Rotate right toes back towards the front of the room, back into our warrior two. Settle here. Nice. Flip that front palm up. Inhale for that reverse. And then as we exhale, windmill those arms down. Step back into our plank, and we flow through our vinyasa to meet up into downward facing dog. Nice. Hold it here. Take an inhale for that left leg to rise. As we exhale, step that left foot forward. Come to the arch of that right foot. We rise up into our warrior two. Hold it here. Settle in. And you can make an adjustment when you get here. Find your pose. Feel stable. Feel steady. Flip that front palm up. Inhale for reverse. Gaze up towards the sky. Keep the bend into that left knee. Yeah, hold it here. Take an inhale together. As we exhale, come into that extended side angle. Forearm comes to thigh. And you can bring those right fingertips to reach towards the front of the room. Or you can take that arm bind. Turn that right palm towards the back of the room. Bend into that elbow. Right hand comes to that left hip. Roll that shoulder back. Keep the bend into that front knee. Hold it here. Release that arm. Fingertips reach up towards the sky. And we rise back up into our warrior two. Slowly straighten that front leg, hips reach towards the back of the room, fingertips towards the front. We come into our triangle. Hand comes to shin or to ankle, or you can bring a block to the inside of that foot. Again, fingertips reach up towards the sky, or by that bicep by that ear, or we take that arm bind, rotate palm towards the back of the room, bend into that elbow, that hand comes to that left hip. Yeah, gaze on up. And then on our next inhale, start to square. Bring that shoulder down. And then exhale to bring it up. On our inhale, bring it down. Exhale to bring it up. One more time. Bring it down. Exhale to bring it up. Hold it here. Yeah. Release the arm bind. Reach fingertips up towards the sky. Side body brings us up to rise. Nice job. And rotate toes towards the right side of the mat. I'm going to turn to face you, and we'll allow those toes to stay out, heels are in, and take a bend into the knees. And I'd like you to bring those hands to those inner thighs And then lower that right shoulder down and gaze over the left. And then take it through center. Exhale, lower that left gaze over the right. And then come through that center. Yeah. Take an inhale together as we exhale. Fold it all the way down. Bring hands into the earth. Start to rotate toes in, heels out. Come back into a wide-legged forward fold. You can grab those ankles if you'd like, or bring hands through the legs or hands out in front. Or maybe you heel toe those feet a little bit further apart and bring forearms down to the earth. Hold it here. Taking one more inhale, one more exhale. If you heel-toed those feet, bring them back in. Bring those hands into the earth, the wrists in line with the shoulders. Inhale for that halfway lift. Nice and long through the spine. Bring hands to those hips. Press into the feet and legs to rise up. Nice. And we were working that left leg, so rotate those left toes towards the back of towards the front of the mat. Back into our warrior two. Settle here. Flip that front palm up. Inhale for reverse. And then as we exhale, windmill into those arms. Step back into your plank and flow through your vinyasa to meet up into downward facing dog. Awesome job. Hold it here. Take an inhale together. As we exhale, start to lower those knees down into the earth. And I'd like you again to take a child's pose. Hips come back over those heels. You come into your child's pose. Maybe keeping those knees just a little bit closer rather than opening them nice and wide. Allow the big toes to touch. Hold it here. And then I'd like you to walk those hands in towards those knees, so then again, we're sitting up onto those heels. So bring those knees close in together if they're not. Toes are touching, holding it here. And I'd like you to bring hands behind. So roll those shoulders back, and we can come onto fingertips, or you can come onto fists, whatever feels better. And we're holding here. Roll the shoulders back. And then I want you to slowly start to lift the hips. Allow the chest to reach up towards the sky. And you can keep that chin in towards chest, or you don't have to bring that neck behind. Holding it here. And then slowly bring it down. Awesome. And come on out. We'll do that one more time. Maybe if you did fists, you come onto fingertips this time. Fingertips are towards the back of the mat. So again, you can be right here. We start to lift the chest so that sternum is reaching up towards the sky. Reach it up, lift the hips. Yeah, hold it here. And then bring it back down. Awesome, we're working into Ustrasana, our camel pose. So we're coming up into those knees. Now from here, let's bring those knees to hip width distance apart. So looking down, bring those knees to that hip width distance apart. And grab those blocks so you have them handy to bring to use if you need them. So we'll just prep ourselves. I like to tuck my toes under when I'm coming into camel, so I tuck those toes under, like we did in toes pose. Yeah. And think about being nice and tall to the midline of the body. We're gonna take just a little bit of movement before we come into camel. So bring those arms down by your side. Being nice and tall through the crown of the head, reaching up towards the sky. I want you to just start to lean back, holding it here. Yeah. So you're keeping that core engaged. You're nice and tight. Yeah. Holding it here. And then rise back up. Awesome. And then again, bring it back. And gaze can be up towards the sky. And lift it back up. One more time. Bring it back. And then bring it up. Awesome job. So I'm going to show you a few different ways how to come into camel. So first we'll start with what we just did. So you can start to bring the body back. And then maybe with one hand you can grab that heel, and then with the other. And then I want you to start to think about chest reaching up towards the sky and pressing those hips forward. Yeah. So here you are. Awesome. And if you can't grab those heels, you can bring those blocks and plate. Let me just slowly come out. You can bring those blocks and have them there for support by those ankles. So if you can't come grab those ankles, you have those blocks. Awesome. All right, let's do that again. So we'll keep the blocks by the ankles so you have those options. Again, nice and tall. We're going to do just as we started. Nice and tall, hands can stay by the body. And then we just lean that body back. We're in perfect line here. Yeah. And then reach one hand back to the heel or to a block, and then to the other. And then you start to feel the sternum, the chest reach up towards the sky. Press those hips bone forward. Hold it here. Awesome. Gaze up, or maybe you start to drop that head back. I'm not to that point yet. I stay right here, chin up towards the sky. Awesome. And then releasing one hand and then the other, we bring that body up. Awesome job. Let's sit back on those heels. Woo! Yeah, it's a lot of energy. We've opened ourselves up, opened up our energy. Woo! Ready to go for the day, or maybe the night, get us through. So maybe don't do this class at night. I'll put that in my notes. All right, we're gonna take camel one more time. So rise up to your camel. And you can, I should have offered this at the beginning. You can just take those hands to that tailbone, to that sacrum, that low back area. I like to have my fingertips pressing down, so I'm lengthening through that tailbone. So you can hold it here. Roll those shoulders back, and you can just take chest reaching up towards the sky, and this can be your camel, holding it here, or you slowly can come out. Again, you can roll the shoulders back, hold the camel here, and then you can come out. Or maybe you take your camel, you're reaching for the block, and then the other, think about chest reaching up towards the sky, press those hips forward, yeah. And then slowly come up out of it. Or maybe you take those hands to those heels, chest reaching, sternum reaching up, press the pelvic forward, holding it here, and then slowly coming up out of it. And then we're coming back into a child's pose. Untuck the toes, bring those hips back over those heels, and we come into our child's pose because we just did all of that back bending, so just a nice counter pose to what we've done. Maybe you grab those heels with those hands. Woo, hold it here. Taking one more inhale, one more exhale. If you have those heels, let's bring those hands forward and then slowly rise up. And you can come onto that right hip and extending those legs out in front. And we're coming into Dandasana, a nice forward fold, so flex those feet up towards the sky, nice and tall for the midline of the body. Inhale, arms up. And then as we exhale, you fold it forward. Maybe you can grab toes. Maybe hands are on shins or on ankles, and just fold it over here. Crown of the head reaching towards those toes, stretching out that back, taking again another counter pose to that back bending we've done today. And then slowly roll up. And stay right here in this nice seated position, Dandasana, hold it here. Awesome. And again, we'll take it one more time. Inhale, arms up. And then exhale back to that forward fold. And then slowly roll up. Awesome. Let's start to take a bend into the knees. Place the soles of the feet on the earth. And then I'd like you to slowly roll it down. Draw those knees in. Give a nice little squeeze and rocking from side to side. Take some circular motions in one direction and then in the other. Feel the movement here. Nice. And let's bring the soles of the feet back down into the earth. Heels come close in towards the bum. Bring those arms down by our side. We're coming in for one bridge pose. Press into the feet for knees and thighs to bring us up to rise, to come into our bridge. And even as you're here, press into the soles of the feet. You feel a nice little shift of the body. Or you can take that supported bridge, bringing a block underneath that sacrum to feel that support. Hold it here. And then lower the body down. And draw those knees back in. We come in for a happy baby. Grab the razor edge of the feet. Feet are flexed up towards the sky. And take a little bit of movement here, rocking from side to side. Nice. And then come into that neutral happy baby. Press that tailbone down into the earth. And then slowly allow the feet to come down into the earth, but keep them the mat distance apart. Keep the bend into the knees. Open arms out into a T. Allow the hips to go over to the right. Knees come over to the left. We come in for a supine twist. And take that left ankle on top of that right knee. If you'd like, gaze out over that right shoulder. Breathe here. Let's release that left foot from that right knee. Bring those knees up through center. And allow the hips to go over to the left and knees come over to the right. Again, you can bring that right ankle on top of that left knee. Gaze out over that left shoulder. Breathe into our twist. Hold it here. Feels really good. Nice job. Releasing that ankle. Bring those knees back up through center. Realign the hips. And then bring those arms down by our side. Palms are facing up. Start to extend those legs out. And we're coming in for our Shavasana. So coming in for your Shavasana. And taking a few moments here maybe to find a nice comfortable positioning for yourself. Maybe it's grabbing a blanket. Maybe it's putting socks on or a sweatshirt. But I really want you to feel relaxed here, to feel comfortable, to feel secure. And I want you to think about allowing the body to really relax here. We gave it a wonderful workout today, wonderful movement, opening our heart center, allowing ourselves to be open to what is out there for us. But take this opportunity to allow it to all relax in. Start to feel relaxation taking over from the crown of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. And with those eyes closed, imagine a flashlight coming through the body. It's flowing back and forth, looking for any tightness that may be in the body. And when you notice it, allow it to release. Send your breath to that area. Feel as though you could melt into the mat and into the earth and to float away for just these moments.
slowly start to awaken the body, awaken the senses. Maybe wiggling those fingers or wiggling those toes. And just staying here for a moment. I'm going to read a quote to you and just let it melt in. Maybe you take hold of it, or maybe it just passes through. But the quote is, "Know that truth is a living force, whether you believe in it or not." And that's been laying heavy on my heart today. There's actually a word, satya. I probably pronounced it wrong, but it's S-A-T-Y-A, satya. It is one of the yamas, which is one of the 8 limbs of yoga. And what it means is truth, truthfulness, being true to ourselves, being true to others, but also being sensitive to when we have to speak the truth. If it's going to hurt or really affect someone in a negative way, maybe taking moments to pull back. So just think about your truth today. What is it for you? I'm really working on that for myself. What's my truth? And being able to share that with my family and with others. So just a little nugget to take with you through your day, maybe through your week. And take this opportunity to roll onto one side. And taking an inhale and an exhale as you're here. And then when you're ready, slowly coming up into a seated position, eyes can be closed or halfway, and bringing hands into heart center and chin to chest. And being grateful for today. Grateful for these bodies that we've been given. Grateful for this time that we have to practice, whether it would be together or apart. My hope is that your heart has been filled with light and with love. Taking one last inhale together, filling our bodies all the way up, bring those arms up overhead. And then as we exhale, bringing those hands back to that heart center, pressing thumb knuckles into chest, finding this connection to ourselves and to each other. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for being with me today, and I will see you again soon. Thank you so much.